if you're a subscriber, hold on, what? What scumbag law firm is representing Disney who did this stuff? Welcome back to Under Oath. Ooh, hot topic. Hot topic. I feel good about this. I am so excited about this topic. We're following up on the woman, and it's sad. It's sad. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for what happened, but always gets good. Follow up on the woman who had an allergic reaction at a restaurant at Disney Springs that was not owned by Disney. Okay. As you know, what happened was this woman had allergies in a restaurant that is leased to this Irish pub. It's like an Irish bar, kind of. And, you know, obviously the restaurant was negligent. They weren't, she asked, she had allergies. They made sure, and they still had stuff that caused her to go into anaphylactic shock, and she died. All right. Well, they're suing Disney also, which I don't think, as you and I both know, as the owner, you could be sued if it's reasonable for you to have known a problem they're having or something like that. You and I both talk about it. Here's the thing. A lot of people go, well, Disney didn't own them. There's an exception in civil law which says the owner of the property could be held just as responsible as the person who's operating the establishment if it's reasonable. Now,
they have reason to know that there's a dangerous condition or something that is going to make it unreasonably unsafe for people who visit that place.
Okay. Now Disney, it's not good. It's not a good look, Disney. The mouse did not look good on this. The lawyer, and this is what happens. We lawyers, we get cute sometimes. A little too cute.
Little too cute on this one. Yeah.
Little too cute.
This is
somebody
scummy.
goes, I'm a genius.
This is scummy.
I've got a genius idea here. And here's my idea. We throw this little clause in our Disney Plus contracts. Disney Plus is their subscription service. And that if you ever want to sue the company, you have to do what they call arbitration, which means you go in front of an arbitrator, not a judge, an arbitrator. It's more like a private meeting. You don't get to file in court. You don't get to do these things. You have to go in front of an arbitrator to deal with the dispute. Well, this attorney, and I don't know which attorney it was at this law firm of You, Cheatham and Howe, but he goes, Your Honor, they had a trial subscription. So even though this has nothing to do with the Disney Plus account, they can't sue us. They have to go to arbitration.
Can you imagine trying to make that argument with a straight face in front of a judge?
Oh, imagine what the judge going. So let me get this straight. Because he wanted to watch the Avengers on TV.
Back in 2015, you signed
forget the date. Let's say it was yesterday.
Yeah, okay, so you signed up for a free Disney Plus 1 month trial subscription,
or the $60 you pay for 3 months. Yeah.
And now you can't sue the park.
Oh,
you can't sue the park when something happens in the park that has nothing to do with your subscription. That's
Your Honor. That's what it says in the contract.
That's scummy.
And okay, it blew up. Because if you're a subscriber, hold on, what? What scumbag law firm is representing Disney who did this stuff?
I mean, why stop there, Jeff? Why not just waive any claim that you might have?
Sure, why not?
Just throw it in there.
Yeah. How about I give you
by accepting this free trial
free
period, you waive any claim you might have in the future for any reason.
Oh, if I'm in the park, hey, you want a free Coke? Sign this waiver.
Sure.
If anything happens,
you
got a free Coke.
You got free Coke.
Yeah. Okay. This blew up so hard that a new statement was issued on Monday saying Disney would waive its right to arbitration.
Yeah.
Okay, Iger.
You don't have anything to do with this. This is so far down the food chain.
It's not. It's really not. And here's the deal. I'm going to tell you this. I know that they're trying to find your successor and everything else like that. But how about this? As the president's job, one of the rules we're going to do is avoid making the company look bad. How about we focus on that? It used to be customer service or, audience service because they don't have clients or customers. They call them the audience because they have cast members. But here's the thing. How about we do things not to make the company look bad?
Impossible. For Disney?
It's not.
They can't
it's
do
not.
it anymore.
No, they're getting better. They're getting better.
They're getting worse.
They are. No, they're not. This is a bad one. This is a bad one.
Their stock price reflects that they're getting worse. Their abysmal movie performance.
Why even have the same argument?
Getting worse.
Why even have the argument if you don't need to? For example, I don't think I would argue too much. If I was a Disney lawyer, I'm a secondary party. I know that we didn't do anything wrong. We were unaware. In fact, we have the way we handle in the parks issues like this, we're always putting stuff down. Are you allergic? Are you not allergic? And they ask the question. It's not Disney's job to get in their kitchen unless they had a bunch of these, unless they go, this is the fourth one in a year or the third one in a year or even the second one. There was no idea that this has ever happened before. And Disney was included because they're a big name.
Yeah, they would need. You would have to show that Disney had received multiple complaints from this specific restaurant, that they had done this multiple times, multiple people were hurt, and then they would have had a duty to step in and stop them or do something, to force them to be reasonable.
Here's the proper course of conduct, and here's where most attorneys who handle this fail. They're getting paid by the hour, and they start filing stuff and do something. And I wonder how much. You think this was a private firm or it was a, in-house attorney?
Do they have in-house Disney attorneys?
They do have some in-house.
It's probably,
but I assume their bigger cases are handled by.
Yeah, I think it's just to coordinate which actual other outside law firms will handle which cases.
I think there are two things in these cases, and you and I both know. Disney is a brand, and you have a right to fight every case like it's your last one. But if you do something to hurt the company like this, and this is under public scrutiny, are you going to go, hey, yeah, all you people who sign up for Disney Plus have now agreed legally to be bound by something else? Ooh, especially when you're working so hard to get subscribers.
Wouldn't that be a massive, unfair, deceptive trade practice?
Yeah.
I think you could get away with suing Disney for trying to move a arbitration clause that has to do with a contract for TV services into sort of parlaying that into other lawsuits at other parks for physical injury. Scummy, like we said earlier.
It's bad look.
Scummy.
But here's what. But I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it a second. If I believe that this was Disney property, that this was a Disney restaurant, and there's no reason for me to believe it wasn't, I'm going onto Disney property. I'm doing this. I know it's Disney.
Sure.
I wonder if that gets you around the owner reasonable doubt, because it's called Disney Springs. I assume it's owned by Disney. The security that I go through is Disney. There are a lot of hotels, for example, the Swan and Dolphin in Disneyland, Disney World. I'd ask you who owns those. And you're going to assume Disney.
Well, Disney owns the property. They lease the land.
Only two hotels on Disney property are leased, and those are it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was because it was a weird contract that he cut. It was a weird agreement they made to get out of another lawsuit. They agreed to allow them to create these things. Now, if I was Disney, I'm going to be smart.
No, you're not.
No, I got a great idea.
If you
gave it to me. You gave it to me.
You're not going to be smart.
Craig, you already gave it to me.
What'd I give you?
You gave it to me the other day. Remember the idea of those traveling parks? The fairs where every ride is its own corporation?
Yes. Every single thing is its own individual else. It's just a collection.
Yeah.
It's a carnival. It's a carnival. We have 300 businesses all sharing the same property.
Yeah. What if you really wanted to be Disney and you really wanted to protect it, every ride was its own LLC, its own corporation. So if something went wrong, you'd be limited damages to that area alone.
They could attempt to do that. But I think you would probably have such an overarching management of all of those independent LLCs that even though technically there's these independent LLCs, they're all being managed and run the same way, making it look like, it's just a shell game.
I think I think this is ridiculous. Disney, get to us. This is genius. It is. Because a lawsuit, let's say somebody dies on the property. It happens. $1 million, $2 million claim, $5 million claim. Juries are weird when it comes to companies. Like you and I both know, we can go fight somebody over a leg can get cut off, and a jury will give like nothing. But when they think they're making a point, like feelings were hurt, anything else, it's a huge company, they can afford it. All this other stuff, these people get paid. So imagine I said, okay, I got to pay a manager $70,000 to manage 2 rides. Saves me more money than a $10 million lawsuit. Maybe they should start thinking, hey, let's break up our liability. Let's
Yeah, but
do
if
what
you're
these
paying the manager,
dumb farms.
Who's paying the manager? That's who the
Private
liability's
company,
gonna be.
independent company. The husband is now suing Disney for $50,000.
Okay, well, that can't be right. It's got to be a minimum.
Multiple people are claiming that Disney should just give in and settle the case because this is an easy check for them in comparison to all the money they're coming in.
That is not how the law works, or any defense attorney nor any company would settle a case using that philosophy. That's a pipe dream. No case is going to get settled using that philosophy. Oh, you're a big company, just pay it out. You got plenty of money. You're actually inviting people to sue you for any and all reasons if you get a reputation of doing something like that. Disney can't do that.
As far as our opinion goes, I think Disney should walk away with nothing. They didn't do anything. It's a restaurant who did it, they have their own insurance policies, their own management. Disney is not allowed to manage these companies. If they're informed of something wrong, they are supposed to bring it up. But in this case, there's been no evidence that this has happened before. I think Disney's in the right.